How does a Hollywood star go from red carpets and million-dollar paychecks to sleeping in a car, begging for work, or worse, disappearing completely? Fame promises security. It promises freedom. But in reality, for countless celebrities, it becomes a fast track to destruction. Behind the bright lights, there are bankruptcies. Behind the applause, there's addiction. Behind every million-dollar smile, there's often a secret nobody wants to see. In this video, we uncover the shocking stories of famous names who once ruled Hollywood and then lost everything, from the smooth voice of Marvin Gaye to the power and downfall of Wesley Snipes. From child stars to Oscar nominees, these stories reveal how fortune doesn't fade overnight. It vanishes quietly, one wrong choice at a time. This is the untold truth of Hollywood's broken dreams and the haunting lessons hiding behind them. Marvin Gaye, the voice that lost everything. Marvin Gaye's voice wasn't just music. It was soul, conscience, and fire. He rose from the assembly lines of Motown to become one of America's most expressive and influential artists. Gold records, sold-out tours, and timeless songs like Let's Get It On and What's Going On defined an entire generation. For a while, success seemed endless. But as the 1970s unfolded, the foundation beneath his fame began to crack. A bitter divorce drained him, emotionally and financially. Missed payments and mounting tax bills brought relentless pressure from the IRS. Lawsuits piled up. Advances were spent before they were earned. The hits couldn't keep up with the debt. Substance abuse and growing paranoia pushed Marvin further into isolation. Trust with labels and promoters evaporated. By the late 1970s, Marvin Gaye, the man who gave the world love and soul, was effectively broke. He sold off assets, nearly lost his homes, and fled to Europe to escape creditors. There, he lived like a ghost of himself, recording when he could, unraveling when he couldn't. Even the success of sexual healing couldn't heal his life. The money arrived too late. The problems didn't wait. Back in the US, Marvin moved into his parents' home, a heartbreaking reversal for a man who once stood at the very top of Motown's empire. Trapped by debt, illness, and fear, his world collapsed inward. When his life ended in 1984, he left behind not wealth, but obligations. Millions in unpaid taxes and debts. Marvin Gaye gave the world beauty, but paid for it by losing everything he had. Wesley Snipes, from box office king to prison inmate. In the 1990s, Wesley Snipes was unstoppable. He wasn't just a leading man, he was the action star of his generation. From New Jack City to White Men Can't Jump to Blade, Snipes had it all: box office power, charisma, and global fame. But behind the cool swagger and Hollywood glamour, his financial foundation was quietly falling apart. Between 1999 and 2004, Snipes earned tens of millions. Influenced by fringe financial theories and disastrous advice, he claimed he was a non-resident alien, exempt from U.S. taxes. The IRS disagreed, and so did the courts. What followed was a slow, public unraveling. Legal battles drained his wealth. Studios cut ties. Insurance companies refused to cover him. The phone stopped ringing. In 2008, the unthinkable happened. Wesley Snipes, once commanding multi-million-dollar budgets, was sentenced to 3 years in federal prison and ordered to pay over $23 million in back taxes and penalties. When he walked out of prison in 2013, the world had moved on. The swagger was gone, replaced by humility, caution, and quiet reflection. Wesley Snipes survived the fall, but the cost was everything he once took for granted. Aaron Carter, the child star who never grew up. Aaron Carter's story is pure tragedy. At 9 years old, he was living the dream. Sold-out concerts, chart-topping singles, and an audience of millions. Aaron's Party, Come Get It, played on every radio. He was young, rich, adored, and unprepared for what came next. As teen pop faded, Aaron's career collapsed just as quickly as it rose. Record deals dried up. The fame disappeared. The money vanished. Publicly, he accused family members of stealing his earnings. Privately, he battled mental health struggles and addiction. By his 20s, he had filed for bankruptcy. Desperate to stay relevant, he turned to reality TV, and later, more shocking ways to earn income. At one point, he began selling adult content online, a painful contrast to the innocent image he once had. By his early 30s, Aaron was isolated, unstable, and nearly penniless. In November 2022, his story ended tragically at just 34 years old. Aaron Carter's life remains a haunting reminder that childhood, fame can create grown-up pain. And when the applause fades, survival becomes the hardest act of all. Lonnie Willison. From Baywatch dreams to Hollywood streets. Lonnie Willison once embodied California perfection. A fitness model, magazine star, and Hollywood beauty married to Baywatch actor Jeremy Jackson. They were the picture-perfect couple until everything fell apart. After their split in 2014, her modeling work disappeared. Bills piled up. Mental health struggles deepened. Within just a few years, she had lost her car, her apartment, and her safety net. By 2016, Lonnie Willison was reportedly living on the streets of Los Angeles, pushing a shopping cart through the same city that once adored her. The transformation was heartbreaking. From red carpets to sidewalks, from photo shoots to survival, paparazzi who once captured her beauty now photographed her despair, turning private tragedy into a public spectacle. Lonnie's story stands as one of Hollywood's cruelest contrasts. Proof that in a city built on image, losing stability can mean losing everything. Gary Coleman, the child star who wasn't protected. In the 1980s, Gary Coleman was America's favorite kid. As Arnold Jackson on Different Strokes, his charm and timing made him a superstar. At his peak, he was earning millions and carrying an entire sitcom on his tiny shoulders. But behind that smile, Gary was battling severe health problems and manipulation. Adults controlled his money. By the time he reached adulthood, most of it was gone. He sued his parents and business manager for mismanaging his fortune and won. But after years of legal fees and unemployment, he was still broke. As Hollywood moved on, roles stopped coming. He worked odd jobs, including as a security guard, to survive. When he passed away in 2010 at only 42, Gary Coleman left behind little money and a complicated legacy. He gave the world laughter, yet lost control of his own life and earnings. A brutal lesson in how early fame can make you rich, but rarely keeps you safe. Margot Kidder. From Superman's Lois Lane to homeless activist, Margot Kidder wasn't just Superman's love interest. She was a force of nature. Sharp, fearless, and magnetic. She redefined the Hollywood heroine in Superman and the Amityville Horror. Then life hit hard. A devastating car accident in 1990 left her injured and unable to work. The roles stopped. Medical bills mounted. Bankruptcy followed. By 1996, Margot disappeared, later found homeless and disoriented during a mental health crisis. The image stunned the world. Lois Lane, once Hollywood royalty, now a woman struggling to survive. But she didn't give up. Margot rebuilt her life in Montana, acting occasionally, writing, and becoming an activist for mental health awareness. When she passed away in 2018, she left behind not money, but meaning. A legacy of honesty, resilience, and advocacy for those Hollywood forgot. Natasha Lyonne. The comeback nobody saw coming. In the late 1990s, Natasha Lyonne was everywhere. American Pie, indie hits, and endless talk of her potential. She was witty, bold, and unpredictable, Hollywood's favorite rebel. But her real rebellion came with consequences. Addiction, arrests, and health crises brought everything crashing down. By her mid-20s, Natasha was broke, sick, and almost forgotten. Then came the turning point. She got sober. She fought for small roles. She rebuilt her career brick by brick. Years later, Orange is the New Black reignited her fire. Audiences saw not just a talented actress, but a survivor. Her follow-up role in Poker Face proved it wasn't luck, it was grit. Natasha Lyonne's story is about falling, breaking, and rising stronger than ever. In a town obsessed with perfection, she made survival her superpower. Randy Quaid, from Oscar nominee to fugitive. For decades, Randy Quaid was Hollywood royalty. Oscar-nominated, instantly recognizable, and beloved for roles in The Last Detail and National Lampoon's Vacation. He had over 90 credits and a reputation as one of Hollywood's most reliable actors. Then it all unraveled. By the late 2000s, work had dried up. Financial troubles hit. In 2009, he and his wife Evie were arrested for failing to pay a massive hotel bill. A humiliating moment that exposed just how far they had fallen. Things only got worse. In 2010, the couple was found squatting in a Santa Barbara guest house. Randy once owned, but had long lost. When police intervened, he claimed the property was still his. It wasn't. They fled the U.S. seeking asylum in Canada, claiming Hollywood elites were conspiring against them. From that point, the transformation was complete. Randy Quaid, once a respected actor, became a cautionary headline. Today, he lives far from the cameras, his Hollywood life erased. His story is proof that fame can vanish quietly and take everything with it when it goes. Fame is a fragile currency. It buys luxury, but not loyalty. It brings power, but not peace. And for those who depend on it too long, it can disappear overnight. From Marvin Gaye to Natasha Lyonne, these stories remind us, it's not how high you rise that defines you. It's how you survive the fall. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss another story from Hollywood's hidden side. See you in the next one.